Bonjour, Todd. How are you doing?
Bonjour, Christophe. Very well.
The interview will be in French. I forgot to mention it just before.
Ça va, yeah.
Ça va très bien, merci. We are at PAY360, so it's almost the end of the day, or it's well in the day. So how did it go so far?
It's been a great day. So PAY360 is, a great consortium of fintechs and banks. Definitely our target market. So for us, it's been very beneficial. I've had a steady flow of people at the stand and a lot of real qualified candidates looking to get access to banks, which is a service we provide.
So what's your history with PAY360? Is it like a new relationship or exhibiting, taking part with the EPA?
We did participate last year as well. We've recently increased our membership with the Emerging Payments Association. We find the education they do, the events they provide, are perfectly aligned with our target market. So we're very happy to participate, very happy to have increased our membership.
Perfect, yeah. So we're talking about here payments. So with open banking, the industry has been challenged, disrupted, call it whatever you want. Payments relegated to be controversial more as a utility, or we expect it to be simple, and then to create some value on top of the payment layer. So what's your view on the market? What's the biggest challenge and opportunity today?
Well, banks have seen this as a threat, and people think it's going to disintermediate banks. We think this is the greatest opportunity for banks because it puts them at the center of this new payment capability. So if you think banks simply being an ASPSP, serving information, they have a risk of becoming a dumb pipe. But if banks take the offensive and create new payments propositions, new data propositions, new identity verification propositions, I think there's a real revenue opportunity here for banks. And that's what we do, is we help banks really take advantage of that opportunity.
And that's fascinating what you're saying, because we were at Finovate months ago, and that makes me think even more than before, but I've always been in innovation banking, but open banking, ecosystem, partnering, has to be the only way. I can't see banks reinventing the wheel and trying to disrupt any of the sections that you mentioned a few minutes ago. So what's your view on partnering then?
Well, an ecosystem is a two-sided market, so you have to partner. Banks have to provide access, and third parties want access to that. What we're finding right now is that ecosystem has started, so the APIs that banks have created have really jump-started the ecosystem. You're seeing real use cases.
It's live from PAY360, so that's okay.
You're seeing...
Sorry.
All right, I'm going to rewind. So
the bank has kick-started with the API, so it's started the collaboration element?
Yeah, so open banking is a two-sided ecosystem. So it is a partnership between fintechs and banks. Banks have to provide access to data and payments, and fintechs have to plumb in and get access to that. We have found that the initial APIs that the banks have gone live with have really jump-started this ecosystem. You're seeing real payments use case happening right now. A lot of single immediate payments. But for this to really scale and hit mass adoption, I still think there's some barriers. So the banks have to improve the quality of the APIs. It's not that they don't want to, it's that they're just overwhelmed with cost and with other priorities. So we think the banks that should move beyond compliance and allow providers of commercial APIs to connect directly to them. Then we think we could bring the type of payment functionality, we could bring the better user experiences that really will get this partnership. We'll take it to a much higher level.
And which takes me to the next question. It's a very busy market as well. Open banking, PSD2 opened up the market, so many new entrants, great propositions, a great user experience, as you mentioned. What makes Token different and unique and the best partner for banks?
Good. Well, starting at Token's vision. So our vision is really to modernize payments in a bank-friendly way. It's to make a bank payment as convenient as a credit card payment. What's unique about us is we're the only ones that provide software for both sides of this ecosystem. So we provide software for banks, APIs to comply, but premium APIs to create new commercial payment propositions. And then we also act as an aggregator where we provide software for third parties, and we provide access to 4,000 banks across the UK and Europe. So we think that we're the farthest along with payments. We're the only one live in the UK. We can give you access to 4,000 banks. And third parties can do the most with us long term because of our ability to connect directly to banks and offer superior functionality.
We're talking about the UK, but what's your strategy in terms of growth and international in 2019?
So strategy is to first be a leader in the only place that is live with open banking. So that's the UK. Enter as an aggregator, aggregating access to open banking APIs. We're the first one live with payments. We're the first one live with payments for all CMA 9 banks, all 17 branches. So that's step one, accomplished.
Congratulations.
Step two is expand throughout Europe as an aggregator, powering payments infrastructure providers. So we were recently selected by MasterCard as one of their connectivity providers to help get access to banks to power their open banking payment initiative. Step three is to create a showcase in the world somewhere where we could have a two-sided open banking proposition where there's the same software running on both sides that could have truly superior payments functionality and user experience. So we're about to become the standard in a Middle Eastern country that we'll announce in the relatively near future. But after that is then to really start to connect directly to banks here in the UK and throughout Europe. Those banks that want to go on the offensive, make money, and offer superior payments capabilities that are not currently enabled through the open banking APIs.
It sounds like the future is bright for Token and very exciting. Congratulations for the news with MasterCard. I'm checking the backdrop here, MasterCard everywhere, so I think it's a major milestone. And I can't wait to find out more about your recent achievements in the MENA region and in the Middle East. Hopefully we'll have you on tape as well in the next few months to talk about that.
Would welcome that.
Thank you very much for your time, Todd. Merci beaucoup et à bientôt.
Thank you very much, Christophe.
Thanks.